Hi, I'm Ricky.
And I'm Monica. We have 8 children.
And we believe in family. So some of you may know this if you follow us on our personal social media page, but we are actually refugee foster parents. And maybe you've never heard of that program before. Honestly, we never did until 2019. So you've probably heard about all the people crossing the Mexico border, trying to get into the U.S., immigrate into the U.S. Well, there's actually a lot of kids or minors under 18 years old and some as young as 2 years old that actually cross the border, and a lot of them actually cross the border by themselves. There are people that take them to the border and then just tell them to walk until they get caught by the customs police or the border patrol. And the reason they do this is because they have moms or dads, or both mom and dad, who've already made it into the U.S., but their kids were left behind with family back in their country. And so when they cross the border, because they're minors, the government actually works with them to see if they have family stateside, and they connect them with that. If they're able to, they connect them with that family stateside. It's actually U.S. law that these kids cannot remain in the detention center. So what the government has done is opened up foster homes to temporarily put these kids in to care for them in the meantime while they go through all the paperwork and stuff they need to get them with their family. And that's what we've been doing since 2019. And it's a very unique program. They're in your care usually for as little as a week or up to 90 days, depending on the circumstances.
Sure.
But it's a very unique program, and we absolutely love it. It exists here in Tampa, and one of the reasons we love it so much is because our heart is for the nations, and we get to bring the nations into our home and love on these kids in the meantime, temporarily, while they're getting ready to be reunified with their family. So currently we have 3 kids in our home.
One of the unique stories there for us, like my husband was saying, is about bringing the nations into our home. And so a big part of that for Ricky and I is presenting the gospel, because the gospel is everything. And now we have these, little ones that are watching our every move. They're watching how we do family. They're watching how we live out Jesus. And it's an excellent opportunity, if we'll take it, to actually share with them the true gospel. And so we got to actually go to a concert on Friday. We went to a worship event, and while we were there, through a series of God's circumstances and God's circumstances alone, we found ourselves being prayed over as a family by this beautiful Spanish-speaking church. And the leaders of that church, actually the kids director was there, and she was able to lead all 3 of our children to the Lord, which was such a gift for us. We were just so thankful to the Lord for the opportunity to be able to see them give their lives to the Lord. That's actually the second time. With one of our children last year, we actually led her to the Lord the night before she was reunited with her family. And so it's just such a privilege for us to be able to walk in that. The kids this morning on their way to school actually shared a story with me. They were sharing how they had left their country of origin and were traveling through Mexico to get to the border. And at one of the houses that they stopped at, they actually told me that in the middle of the night, it was robbed. And so there was a robber who had come in and was there, and they ended up calling the police, and the robber escaped. But that was one of the things that our children endured simply on their way to the border. And I asked them, I said, did that make you scared? And they said, yeah, it did. And it was just interesting to be able to interact with them. And I actually told them I was really sorry that they had walked that out. But I said, now with their newfound faith in Jesus, they have somebody that lives inside of them that's so much bigger than anything that they'll ever walk through that may scare them from now on. And so there are little moments like this where we realize what a gift it is to be refugee foster parents.
Yeah, one of the reasons why we do this, I oftentimes think with whatever we do, with our adoptions, with fostering, with refugee fostering, with going on a trip to an orphanage in another country, is that if they were my kids, if my kids were in that position, I would hope that people would love on them well. And so it's one of the reasons why we do this. It's not always the easiest thing. Life can be crazy, as you'll see, in the video to come.
Some of the clips, sure.
but it's worth it because they're worth it.
Yeah.
And it's worth it because that's the gospel, is to lay your life down for others, to consider their interests more important than your own. And we really do see the fruit of it. So we count it such a privilege to love on these kids whose mother, who will see them very soon, absolutely adores them and can't wait. She hasn't seen them in years. And we get to love on them and honor them in the process. And so we just want to encourage you, if you live in the Tampa Bay area, or if you're in Texas, and I believe maybe Southern California or Arizona also has programs like this, reach out to us. Let us know if you want more information on how to be refugee foster parents. It's a beautiful program, and you get to really love on some amazing kids. And so now we want to share with you just a little bit of what it might look like to be, what it looks like in the life of refugee foster parents. So God bless you guys.